So my number 10 guy is a guy that you just put a scouting report out a couple days ago for, and it's tight end / maybe wide receiver Kyle Pitts. I know that there's been a lot of people that have been mocking him to the Eagles at 6. I'm not a huge fan of that, but I'm totally comfortable dropping back and taking him. He's a matchup nightmare, if we want to use that term. And we know that Nick Sirianni likes to use 2 tight ends. We've got Dallas Goedert. Kyle Pitts is better than Dallas Goedert, and I'm pretty high on Dallas Goedert. I looked up a stat for each of my guys that I could drop. And so my stat with Kyle Pitts was that in 49 catchable passes in 2020, he had 0 drops. And he only played 40 snaps at receiver. And on those 40 snaps, he had 7 receptions over 15 yards. So it's a small sample size, but he's a guy the Eagles could move around. And I think he'd be a weapon for the offense and a guy that Jalen Hurts would love to have out at the boundary.
And that is my number 4 prospect for the Eagles. At number 6 is Kyle Pitts. I think any conversation about Kyle Pitts begins that this is not your typical tight end prospect. This is a unique guy. First and foremost, this is a guy that you can line up literally all over the field. He played in the slot. He played in the X for Florida. This is one of the best offensive playmakers in the entire draft class. A massive weapon on third down. A ridiculous weapon in the red zone. He can hurt you downfield, but he's also one of the best route runners in this entire draft class. You look at his Pro Football Focus grade as a tight end and wide receiver, among the best in college football. So to put it simply, as the NFL evolves into a mismatched league, this is the kind of guy you want on your football team. This is a guy that you can literally put all over the field, in the red zone or down the field. This is it. Zach Ertz likely won't be an Eagle moving forward with the next season. You look at Dallas Goedert, who shows he could potentially be a number 1 tight end, but I don't think that stops me from taking a playmaker like Kyle Pitts. I think it all boils down to whether or not Nick Sirianni is creative enough to utilize this type of playmaker in his offense. We don't know what his play calling is going to look like. I know he's not Chase or Smith, but if both guys are off the board at number 6, I absolutely love this pick at number 6, and it would just be a home run pick for me. I've fallen in love with Kyle Pitts. I wrote a scouting report on him. I went into this thinking that there's no way they're going to take a tight end at number 6. But the more you look at this, and the way you look at the way the league is evolving, I'm 100% down. I think that narrative of the tight end and all that, just throw that out the window. It's about mismatches, and I think Kyle Pitts is that offensive weapon you need next to Jalen Hurts.
My number 3 player is tight end Kyle Pitts from Florida. He's probably my favorite. He's probably my favorite player to watch in the draft, honestly, and break down the film. Something that surprised me with the growth of the importance of the tight end position. Only 4 tight ends have went top 10 since 2000, and Pitts looks to be 5th. Those 4 tight ends were Kellen Winslow, Vernon Davis, Eric Ebron, and TJ Hawkinson. This leads me to my hot take. I think Kyle Pitts is the best tight end prospect of my lifetime. So that means, and I'll get to, I'll wait to give my other tidbit for my number 1 player, but Kyle Pitts is one of my top 3 favorite players in the draft, and he's 3rd overall. I know Field Yates, a former scout and an NFL guy for ESPN, has him 3rd overall as well and wants everyone to get past the tight end label. He's the first tight end to ever be a finalist for the Biletnikoff Award given to the best pass catcher. He's the first tight end to finish top 10 in the Heisman since 1977. And in my opinion, he's the perfect modern tight end. It's basically a receiver and compares favorably and similarly to Travis Kelce and Darren Waller. Pitts is tall with an athletic build and long arms. He also has a huge catch radius and is a flexible guy with excellent body control to leap up in the air and pluck the ball or go low to scoop a pass down by his feet. Excellent ball and traffic ability. He'll be 20 when he's playing in the NFL this year, so he's young, which is always good for upside. But the main reason I love him is because, honestly, I don't know how to guard him. Someone in the chat I saw mention him going to Dallas. I'm more worried personally about him going to New York because I think that's a little bit more realistic and where they are in the draft. And he's way too big for corners. and safeties. He's way too fast for linebackers, and against single coverage at Florida, he posted a national best 98.9 receiving grade against single coverage. And he, like you said, he did not drop a single pass in 2020. On top of all of that, in terms of the Eagles, he's from Philly. He's a diehard Eagles fan growing up, and would give the Eagles a dynamic weapon that is extremely rare at his position.
He literally looks like a basketball player, like a power forward playing football. Like it's amazing. It's amazing.
So my number 2 is Kyle Pitts. I mean, this kid went to Archbishop Wood. That's where he really broke out. It's funny enough that he actually transferred to Archbishop Wood because his first high school coach told him that he wasn't going to be a tight end or should ever play tight end. That guy's probably should lose his job. The thing with Kyle Pitts is I've been hearing about him ever since he's been in high school. People just said he was like a unicorn. And then I watched him a lot at Florida, and he really improved as a blocker this year. And he was just so dominant. I mean, the reason why I like him is, like, you see the way that Kelsey and Waller and Kittle impact the game. That's what people were wishing Goddard could do, but Goddard really wasn't insanely productive when Zach Ertz was out this year. I think Goddard is better than the average tight end, but he's nowhere near Pitts in regards to the way that he is with or without the ball, with his routes or his yards after receptions. The thing with Kyle Pitts, though, is like you can move him all over the field, and he just makes your entire offense more dynamic. I think that he would make the red zone offense insane. Let's say that we do go forward with Jalen Hurts. I mean, Jalen Hurts and Miles Sanders with the play action in the red zone, and then you pull, it gets the safety to creep up a little bit, and then you have a guy like Kyle Pitts that you can just dump it off to. And then the thing is, he's that big. I mean, he's 6'6", he's 250. He has a way above average speed for his size, and he would just be a huge piece of the offense. And people really need to get past the tight end label, because most NFL scouts are. I mean, when people talk about him, people have him ranked as like wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 2, above the guys that we've talked about.